Hello and welcome on in, everybody. My name's Brian and I am back from vacation. Yes, it is happening. We are back with another stream and a new updated stream schedule, which you can find in Discord. So I'm going to try to focus on doing Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout the summer, provided I don't have any meetings. I know, for example, next week I have a meeting on Thursday, but I'm going to try to stream at least twice a week for you guys. And if I get a little frisky during the week, we'll try to extend it out to 3 times per week, but that'll be a surprise stream. So I want to just kind of have a nice kind of refresher back into how things are rolling. Hope you guys are all doing well. Feel free to let me know what you got up to the last couple of weeks in chat. For me, I was out in Ontario. So I was over in Ontario visiting my dad specifically and kind of his extended family, so aunts, cousins, uncles on his side of the family mostly. And just did a lot of fishing and a lot of relaxing, which was much, much needed. All right, so I think that gets us caught up on everything that's been happening over the last couple of weeks. I thought I would start today with a question that was posed in PuzzleAndy's Discord server. So this is a question about tiling, and it goes something like this. It says start with a 4x4 square grid, okay, which would be the full shaded in region. So we would start with the 4x4 like so, and we would remove this square in the the top left corner. So the uppermost left corner, we're going to remove that square so that we have the following, let's say, patio. And we want to figure out the fewest number of squares of any size. So the size does not particularly matter. We just need to ensure that it's a square. And we need to tile the entire space. Okay, so it says the squares don't need to be congruent. They don't need to be the same size squares. And then we'll deal with different sizes in a bit. But let's start with the 4x4, and let's talk about different ways we could tile the patio. So obviously, we could do 1x1 squares. And I suppose that would give us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That would give us 15. So if we did all 1x1s, that would require us to, let's say, buy 15 tiles.
Deliver perfect results.
PuzzleAndy, hello. Welcome on in. What did you end up making for dinner? Was it chicken? Was I correct in my assumption? And did you throw that chicken through a basketball hoop? These are the pressing questions I need to know. Okay. So 1x1 obviously is going to be, this will be the maximal amount of tiles. I don't think we can tile it with more than that. But let's say at the store, so at the store we can buy 2x2 tiles. Dunked the chicken, but should have done the layup. Yeah. Nice. I appreciate that pun. That was fantastic. So at the store, let's say we can buy 2x2 tiles as well. If we go with 2x2 tiles, we should be able to buy 3 2x2 tiles from the store. And then we would be required to fill out the last of these tiles, so 3 1x1s. So we should be able to do 2x2 and 1x1s to cover up our patio. That's going to take us, what, 1, 2, 3, that's going to take us 6 tiles. I suspect that that might be the minimum for the 4x4. So that's one possibility. Another possibility. And then I think the last possibility we have is working with a 3x3 tile. And again, we're just going to assume that the store will allow us to buy a 3x3 tile. That would look like this. But that's going to require us to now purchase 6 1x1s. So we need 6, 7 tiles here. Now, I don't know if it's going to be important for us to keep track of how many tiles of each size. So let's see, it was 3 2x2s and then 3 1x1s, and then 1 3x3 and 6 1x1s. I just want to keep track of those in case those numbers are important. I think those are the only 3 possibilities we have for the 4x4 grid. And I suspect that you're right. I suspect that you probably never... I guess we could tile it in different ways, though, couldn't we, too, with the 2x2s? The 2x2s are a bit weird, aren't they? Because we could technically tile it in a bunch of different ways, couldn't we? But I don't think it really matters. I think, you know, if you're trying to maximize the space, I think you always... I don't think it really matters where we put the 2x2s, right? Alright, so let's say I put one here, and yeah, even if I try, even if I'm being dumb and I do something like this, we don't want to do that because it doesn't give us the minimal amount of tiles. So I guess we should go with the assumption that we always are going to try to minimize how many tiles we have to buy. So it shouldn't matter our arrangement of the 3 2x2s, right? It's always going to leave us with 3 1x1s. So I guess it just depends how we want to arrange those things. Now I suspect that you can probably get away with arguing that, you know, if you want to start with an n by n tile, you're probably going to start in this bottom corner. That's what I suspect anyway. It is kind of interesting, yeah. I mean, if you go in with the minimization mindset, you should be able to slap down those 2x2 tiles wherever you want, right? Yeah, that's what that's kind of what my intuition says too. As if we're picking different sizes, that bottom corner is probably going to be the best place to put stuff. So we don't care about the max, we care about the min. I'm just going to circle that in blue. So this was our minimal arrangement for a 4x4. Now, just for the sake of... Okay, so that was the 4x4. Just for the sake of... Before we move into the 5x5, let's just quickly do the 3x3. I don't suspect that'll be too tricky to do. So if this is our 3x3, what is the best we can do here? Of course, we can tile it with 8 1x1s, but that's going to be the maximal. And the only other option, I guess, is to take a 2 by 2, right? We could take a 2 by 2, and if we take the 2 by 2, that gives us 4 1 by 1s. So we have 5 tiles altogether, and that'll be our minimum. Alrighty. Just in case a nice pattern pops out, right? Let's think about the 5 by 5, and then we'll probably move into the 6 by 6, because I have this strange intuition that it's going to be dependent on whether or not you start with even or odd numbers. Is that the 5 by 5? Did I do this right? 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. I think that's right. I think that's the 5 by 5. I like this conjecture. The conjecture is we never want the largest possible square unless we're working with the 3 by 3. And why is that the case? I mean, we could probably prove this to ourselves pretty quickly. So if we take the largest possible, so if we're starting with an n by n, then the largest possible square tile we could take is the n minus 1 by n minus 1, right? And we would always have one of those. But the issue then is that you're forced to take 1 by 1s. So you're forced to take 1 by 1s. And you're always going to have n minus 1 plus n minus 1 of those, so 2 times. Right, so that arrangement will always give you 2n minus 2 plus 1. It's always going to give you 2n minus 1 tiles. And I suspect that that's never going to be the minimal solution. Yeah, I agree with you. I suspect we should probably be able to find a way to make sure that we get something that's more minimal than that. The only time that we're going to take 2n minus 1 to be the minimal solution is going to be when we have the 3 by 3 tile, or 3 by 3 patio. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so what does the 5 by 5 is actually very interesting. So, of course, we can do 1 by 1s. That's not interesting. That's going to be 24 tiles. We could take the 4 by 4 and 1 by 1s, which we suspect is not the minimal solution. So if we would have 1 4 by 4, and we're going to have 8 1 by 1s. So that would be 9 tiles, right? Is that consistent with our solution down below? So 5, so 4, yeah, 8 and 1, yeah. So that's consistent with our conjecture down here. Now, here's where things are going to get kind of fun, because we could try to work with a 3 by 3, couldn't we? 5 is actually kind of a fun case. Oh, that's an interesting conjecture. So you think that we never need to take more than 3 unit tiles. When n is bigger than or equal to 4. That is very interesting. So can we can probably tackle this now with some 2 by 2s, right? So I don't think I can't really squeeze any more 3 by 3s in, so why don't we try to do some 2 by 2s? Induction off of 2 base cases. Perfect. So why don't we break it up like this? So if we take a 3 by 3 then we can also take some 2x2s. So one 3x3 will give us 3 2x2s if we're trying to think about minimizing. And then we're going to need 3 1x1s as well. That's going to give us 7 tiles. I suspect that's probably the minimal solution, but let's see. Unless we can do something funky with those 1x1s, which who knows. So can we make things funky with, it's this upper corner, right? This upper corner make things a little bit weird, doesn't it? I think there's an argument to be made here, though, that you always take 2 less than n. Do you always take the n minus 2? Because I don't think we can really tile 2x2s in a nice way to prevent us from having a crap ton of 1x1s. I mean, we don't need to put the 2x2 here, I guess. But I think you're always gonna, the thing is, you're always gonna end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's so interesting. Nice! Oh my goodness. Hello, how have you been, man? It's been a hot second, hasn't it? How are you doing? I was just letting everyone know I had a very good vacation in Ontario. Got to visit my dad for about 8 days. Went fishing, caught lots of fish. Visited his side of the family, so all my aunts, uncles, cousins on that side. Finals, oh my gosh. How are finals treating you? I mean, it's so good to be back in BC, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember flying into Ontario, and my parents were born in, like, the country of Ontario, right? Like not country like Canada country, but like the countryside of Ontario. So everything is flat, everything is farmers' fields. For as far as the eye can see, there are no mountains. So flying back to British Columbia and just seeing the mountains again, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I need in my life. So what do you think, PuzzleAndy? So, I mean, we should do the 6x6. But this feels like the minimal tiling right here, 7 tiles. Because I think no matter how you choose your 2x2s, if you want to minimize your 2x2s, you're always taking 4 of them, which is going to leave you with 1x1s, which is going to leave you with 8 1x1s. So you're going to need 12 tiles here. But then there's, right, like there's the argument to be made here that why would we take 2x2s? Because you could collapse a 2x2 with a bunch of 1x1s into a 3x3, right? Like, I think there's always going to be that argument as to, you know, why wouldn't we just collapse all of these together to minimize the number of tiles we need? So physics has been pretty tough. Have your last one tomorrow. Congrats for making it. You're almost done. Computer science was not as bad. Yeah, I've never been very good at physics, to be fair. I mean, I feel like if I took it again now, I probably would be okay now that I know calculus and know how calculus works. But yeah, physics is like very much like applied calculus, right? But glad to hear that computer science went well. What's your last exam tomorrow? Would I like to have a look at one of your physics exams? Sure. Feel free to post it in the Discord, and we'll take a peek at it today. I'm going to be very scared of every single question. Okay, well, let's look at the 6x6. Now, the question for me with the 6x6 is, should we take a 4x4? So let's start kind of listing out our options. Obviously, we don't want to take 35 tiles. That doesn't make any sense. So let's take the next, well, the next easiest option to talk about is if we take the 5x5, which we suspect is usually not going to be what we want. If we take the 5x5, there's going to be one of those, and there's going to be 5 times 2, right? 5 times 2. So 10. So that would give us 11 tiles altogether. So next up is probably what I suspect to be the minimal solution, which will be the 4x4. So if we take a 4x4 here, we could probably squeak in a bunch of 2x2s then, right? And that's going to leave us with these 3 1x1. So 4x4, we can do 2x2s and 1x1s to minimize. How many of each do we have? So we have 1 4x4, we have 4 of these and 3 of these. So that gives us 8 tiles. Oh, not calculus-based physics yet. Okay, okay. It will come in time. Don't worry. It will come in time. Yeah, I think usually the first year college students here definitely do calculus-based physics. I think you're right. I think we always beat the largest possible square case just because you have so many 1x1s, right? It's going to be so easy to squeeze in 2x2s and get rid of a bunch of the 1x1s. I think this is the best arrangement we can do with a 4x4. I don't think moving the 4x4 around anywhere is going to maximize how many tiles we need. Now, here's where things are going to get a bit fun. Six is divisible by 3, isn't it? So we should be able to tile like this. And it doesn't matter where we put the 2x2, but we should be able to take 3x3s, 2x2s, and 1x1s to tile this space as well. How many 3x3s do we need? We're going to need 3, 1 2x2, and 4 1x1s. Oh, that's interesting. Is that also 8 tiles? So you can fill in the L. Oh yeah, you're talking about the 3x3s, yeah. That's interesting. So there may, and I don't, yeah, maybe the minimal solution doesn't necessarily have to be unique. Yeah, remove calculus from the physics A-level exams. It's all numerical. Yeah, okay. What, like you find the gradient of a curve, you go old school, draw the tangent line and calculate the gradient off of your tangent line? That's kind of cool. At least it gets you understanding the concept, right? And then they'll be able to fill it in after you've taken calculus. You kind of probably know it a little bit easier after taking calculus. So, with that said, if we start doing 2x2s, now we probably want to do that, we probably want to do that, and that. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 already, 9, 10, and 11. So if we do 2x2s and 1x1s, the best we can do is 11 tiles. That would be 6. That would be 8 2x2s and 3 1x1s. But again, I think the argument to be made here is why wouldn't you just collapse some of this stuff into a 4x4? So we had 2 minimal solutions here. I don't know why this says 1 tile. This should say 11. So 2 possible minimal solutions for 6x6. So if n has a nice divisor, does that matter? If n has a nice divisor. Okay, 7 is prime, right? So 7 is probably going to act like 5, I guess. That's my guess. And then I do want to maybe take a look at 8 as well, because 8 is another case where we're going to be able to have a couple of divisors, right? Like 4 divides nicely into 8, as well as 2, right? It's hard because, you know, 8's these prime, it's always like 6 has 2 different primes, 2 and 3. And so what's the next number? The next number would be 10. The next number, yeah, that would have 2 prime numbers and it would be 10, right? So 10 might be another interesting one to do. But I don't know, let's just kind of keep on trucking. So we did a 6x6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've heard rumor that PuzzleAndy is writing a book. Is this book rumor true? And will we be able to purchase said book? A PuzzleAndy book. Yeah, how cool would that be? We've actually tackled, I would assume we've tackled some of these problems from the book on stream, which would be really cool. I would love to take a look at that book when it's all said and done. Okay, so let's stop worrying about the 1x1s. Let's stop worrying about the 6x6 in this case. Let's go straight up to the 5x5 tile. So if we take the 5x5 tile, it would look like this. And then what we want to do is fill in as best we can the rest. And since 5, we can only get two 2x2s along those edges, right? So I think the idea is because you have a length of 5 here, you can get 2 2x2s in both directions, right? And then one of the sides, you're going to be able to get that extra 2x2, and then you're going to get stuck with that L shape, the 3 1x1s. So if we take a 5x5 and we do the rest as 2x2s, and then the finals is 1x1, how many do we have? 1 5x5, we have 3, 4, we have 5 2x2s and 3 1x1s. So that's going to be 9 tiles. So I think 9 is probably going to be the minimal solution. However, I mean, just for funsies, let's try to see what some other arrangements might look like. So what if we did a 4x4? Because a 4x4 will allow us to make some 3x3s. Right, and we know that we should be able to get a 3x3 in here, right? However, that's going to leave us with what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1x1s. So I think we've already gone over 9, right? Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, does that work too? So 4x4. We can do 3x3s, and we can do 1x1. Is this another minimal solution? Huh. That's weird. So another minimal solution of 9. I would not have thought that. I definitely would not have thought that. This problem is more interesting than I thought it was going to be. This is way more interesting than I thought. And then I think the argument for the 3x3 is why wouldn't you make it bigger? So if we try to do a 3x3 in the bottom corner, this would be, yeah, 3x3s are going to make this kind of funky. Might have a quiz incoming. Okay, probably because, yeah, so, I mean, the argument here would be, you know, if you're going to start slapping down some 3x3s, why wouldn't you just make it a 6x6? So I think in that case, it doesn't really make sense to look at the 3x3 case, because it's just going to be the 6x6 case with more steps. Yeah, you never, yeah, exactly. You never want to square squares because you can always replace that with one 6x6. But the 7 gives us two possible solutions as well. Let's take a look at the number of tiles, though. The number of tiles is the minimal number of tiles always goes up by 1. So 3x3, 5 tiles, 4x4, 6 tiles, 5x5, 7, 6x6, 8, 7x7, 9. Now, I do think it's interesting that we do get 2 possible minimal tile arrangements for 6 and 7, but it is true that the n-2 case does give a possible minimal solution. Now, why did the 6x6 case have the 6x6 case? So it had 2 solutions because the n-2 case I think the n-2 case always yields a minimal solution. And then there's probably something to do with that's 6, that's 7. What's this? That's 4 and 3. Interesting. Now I just want to do like more cases and see what happens. Okay, I have to look at the 8x8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What a crazy question. What a crazy question this is. So let's jump right to the 6x6. So the 6x6 will allow us to use 2x2s in here like so, and give us a couple of 1x1s at the end. So if we do the 6x6, we will need 2x2s to fill in the rest, and then 1x1s at the end. This is interesting. I wonder if the 5x5 actually might be the minimal here. Okay, so we need one 6x6. We're going to need 6 2x2s and 3 of these. That's going to give us 10 tiles altogether. One, two, three, four, five. So if we do a 5x5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think we also probably want to check out the 4x4 as well. Although I suspect that one might be a bit funky with 1x1s. But let's see this. So we could potentially tile with a 5x5. And that's going to give us the option of using 3x3s, right? And what I really wanted to see was it possible to somehow cover stuff up here, but I don't know. I guess we could then go to 2x2s. So that would leave us with, and we could rearrange the 3x3s and 2x2s so that we get the L that we're looking for here, but we should be left over with 3 1x1s. So the 5x5 is going to require 3x3s, 2x2s, and 1x1s. So 8 is actually now an interesting case. This is the first case where we've used a bunch of different possibilities like this. So one of these, 1, 2, 3 of these, 2 of these, and 3 of these. How many tiles is that? 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no! Oh no! We now have a new minimal solution. It's actually the n-3. That's crazy. Yeah, we broke the pattern on the 8x8. So we started with the n-2 case, which gives us 10 tiles. And the n-3 case gives us 9 tiles. So our pattern finally broke at 8x8. It's not the n-2 case that gives the minimal solution anymore. Wow. Although, oh no, our other pattern broke too. So there's something interesting about the 8x8 case. Because it looks like our minimal number of tiles might be 9? Which is kind of weird. Okay, let's try the 4x4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just see what trouble we can get into with the 4x4. Oh, okay, so 4 is a nice divisor of 8, so we can probably do something like this. And then we can do a... what's better to do? We could do a 3x3, but then that's going to give us 6 1s. Or we could do some 2x2s, right? I think 2x2s are going to be better and give us 3 1s at the end. So I think the optimal way to do this is going to be with a couple of 4x4s. Let's go with 3 4x4s. Let's go with 3 2x2s. And 3 1x1s. That's also going to give you 9 tiles. Now, this is probably because 8 is a divisor, or 8 only has a divisor of 2, right? about 4? Let me look at 4 again. Yeah, 4 was the same way, wasn't it? You tiled it exactly the same as 8. Right, by using decreasing powers of 2. Oh, that's a nice noticing, yeah. So if you can make an L, so I assume by L you mean something like this, then what you have up here is now a smaller patio, which would technically be the 4x4 patio. So I suspect we can probably prove that for powers of a prime number, you'll always get patios that look like this. The next one to check would be 9, right? Because I mean, the 4x4 is 2 squared, the 8x8 is going to be 2 cubed. So the next couple patios we'd want to check would be the 9x9. The 9x9 patio would be 3 squared, and I suspect that should be fine. So we probably want to tile... Oh, no, wait. 8 worked because we could divide it in half. And 4 worked because we could divide it in half. 9's not going to be so simple because we can't divide it in half. So do powers of 2 work differently than other prime powers? All other prime powers are going to be odd prime powers, aren't they? So the 9x9 has to behave differently than the 8x8. So maybe 2 to the k is a different case, right? Like powers of 2 might be the thing that breaks. Because if you think about the 16x16, you're going to have 8x8, 8x8, 8x8. Then you're going to have the nested 8x8 patio, which you can break down into 4s, which you can then break. So I think, yeah, I think for your powers of 2, they might work a little bit differently. Yeah. Yep, totally. I think we can definitely find a pattern for your powers of 2. What about for 3 squared, though? So our original intuition was that we should try the 7x7, which would be this one, first. What's going to happen with our 7x7 is that then we're going to have a bunch of 2x2s, right, that we have to kind of tile in. And then we get left over with this little L of 1s. So if we go with the 7x7, we can fill in the rest with 2x2s and then with 1x1s. That's going to be 1. What is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, which I always find that interesting. That the number of 2x2s that you need is always n. I don't know if you've noticed that. But the number of 2x2s that you need is always, for these larger ones, always happens to be n for some reason. So that's going to be 11 tiles. Okay, so that's the 7x7. Could we do a 6x6? A 6x6 will allow us to use 3x3s, like so. And then a 2x2, and then we're going to have 4 1x1s. Is that less than 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, that's 10. So 9x9 is a little bit different as well. So the n-2 case isn't necessarily the best case anymore. I wonder if we can figure out why. Anyway, let's take a look at all the possibilities first. So for the 6x6, we then need 3x3s, a 2x2, and 1x1s. So we need 1, 4, 1, 4. That's going to give us 8, 9, 10. Yeah, and I think that's the issue, right? The 7x7 led to a lot of 2x2, so it must be something to do with how many times, like if I choose 7, right, then n minus 7 is, or sorry, yeah, 9 minus 7 is 2, so I have to fill in the gaps with 2x2s. So it must be something like it to figure out how many squares are left over, figure out how many of the 2x2s you're going to fill in. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Yeah, this is the 3x3 patio, isn't it? And the 3x3 patio has a very distinct solution, right? I think that's the only way that we can do the 3x3 patio, is with a single 2x2 and then 4 1x1s. Now, I am a little bit curious now about the 5x5, so... And then I think after that, we don't really care anymore. I know, it's crazy, right? Like, I was like, oh, we'll just start with this problem. We'll probably find a pattern, and we'll be able to kind of figure out what the pattern looks like. And it's like, this is pretty cool. This is what I love about problems like this. They just seem like so simple, but they're actually way more complicated than what you thought. So I suspect, okay, so if we want to try the 5x5, I think we clearly want to use 4x4s up top, right? Like this should be a 4x4. And we should also take a 4x4 down here. That's going to minimize our tile usage, right? Now, can we get another 4x4 in, and is that the maximal way to approach this problem? Because the GCD of 5 and 4, right, we end up with these like weird corners. So, I mean, we could get another 4x4 in, but I don't think that's the best way to do this because you're going to have so many 1s left, right? So I think what you probably want to do is you probably want to try to tackle this with like some 3x3s and some other stuff now. So could we... And where do we want to put that? We probably want to put the 3x3 in like this so that we can kind of smother 2x2s in around it, right? And that'll leave us with this couple single 1x1s. So how many tiles is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9 tiles. And we needed to use every possible tile here. Where we used a 5x5, 2 4x4s, 1 3x3, 3 of these, and 2 of these. Wow. And that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiles. That's going to be our... I imagine that'll be our minimal possibility. Because if I try to use 4x4s, then I might as well just collapse them into the 8x8. What the fuck? What the fuck? Well, literally, what is happening right now? Okay, there's our minimal solution for 9. Our minimal solution for 8 had 2 possibilities. What I might do is I might print this and post this into Discord And then you can go back, you can review this and see if you find anything that's really interesting. Although, what I do find interesting now is that it hasn't moved past 9 tiles, which is nuts. Okay, so like 3x3 was 5, 4x4 was 6, 5x5 was 7, 6x6 was 8, and all of the rest of them now use exactly 9 tiles. It could be a coincidence that we're using only 9 tiles, but is it possible to take, I don't know, can we take like an 11x11 and cover it with 9 tiles? Is that a thing that we can do? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I ran out of space. Can I cover this with 9 tiles? Can I cover this with 9 tiles? Let's try. Let's go with the 6x6. If we do the 6x6, then we need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x5 here. We need a 5x5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can jam a 4x4. Oh, we could do a 5x5 in here, couldn't we? No. Is this a 5x5? That's going to give me a lot of 1s there, though, isn't it? So 3x3, 3x3. There's symmetry here, but I think it's going to be more than 9 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I can do 15, but could I make this better? What if I did 4x4s? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I did 4x4, I could do 2x2s. But I'm still going to be left with a lot of singles. Too many singles. So maybe 6 isn't the way to go. What if we went 7x7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we started with a 7x7, then we could do 1, 2, 3, 4x4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see. We're going to kind of run into an issue here. So what made this one work? It was 1 less than... It would be really nice if we could always get like a patio to happen out here, right? Because I think if we can get a patio that we know has a minimal solution out here, then we're probably in a good spot. So I don't know, maybe we should go smaller. Like 9x9 had a minimal solution at 5x5. 5x5. I was thinking that the 11 would need 6 by 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 by 7 seems a little bit too big. Although I guess, you know, we could do something like this, but we still have a lot of 1s, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 is 12. So that might be a little bit too big. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have we done? Wait, have we done the 5 by? Yeah, we did. No, we didn't do the 5 by 5. Let's try the 5 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. The 5's not going to be good because then you're going to run into the issue of, unless we did a 6 by 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then you're just running into the same issue that we had before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3. You just run into this issue of just needing a lot of 1 by 1s to be able to tile. So, I don't know, maybe this does have something to do with primes and the primes that divide n. Like, is it possible that the 9 by 9 could actually be the solution that we need? I don't think so, but... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 13, which I don't think was smaller than one of our other solutions. What about 8 though? 1, 2, 3, I should probably write this down. Where are they? 7, 8. So 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what if we did the 8 by 8? That means we would need 3 by 3s in here. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Should be able to snag a 3 by 3 in here. And then we can get at least a couple of 2 by 2s with a couple of 1s left over. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can get 11 tiles. I don't know if we had a number less than 11. So I guess the only one we haven't tried is the 7 by 7. Yeah, I think 11 is the best we've done so far. I agree with you. So what about 7 by 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to mean we need 4 by 4s. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And so we're going to get stuck with a 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be stuck being a little bit over right here. Although we should be able to get a couple more 3 by 3s in. But it's still going to leave us with 5 1 by 1s, which just, that feels like a lot. And I don't think I can move those 3 by 3s around to make a 2 by 2. All right, I think they're kind of stuck where they are. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 as well. So maybe, that's interesting. 11 seems to be the smallest that we can do. It's kind of crazy. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead, I'm going to print this to PDF. Yeah, and maybe that's the best we can do for, so this is patio tiling. I still think that maybe it's going to be dependent on I think it might be dependent on the divisors of n. It's so interesting because it looked like it followed such a nice pattern. Right, but maybe the number of tiles that we need is dependent on the divisors, that somehow on the divisors of n, right? But yeah, this has now turned into a very, very interesting problem. Okay, let me just check that that has been downloaded okay. And then at least this way you can kind of go back through our work and double check, right? And make sure that we're not lying to ourselves. And you have pretty much up to 9 by 9, right? All taken care of. So I will post that here as a PDF. Boom. Okay, let's fire that off. So you have that to go back and take a look at when you so desire.
Time for a pop quiz.
Oh no. Noise has sent us a physics exam, which we should probably take a look at before I go today. It's kind of crazy that they actually like give you, like, it's kind of weird that they give you like the exam. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird, but what? The number of neutrons, I have no idea. In polonium-210. I don't even know what any of these numbers mean. I would have no idea how to answer this question. Not a clue. Not a clue. That must just be my announcement. And then I think there was something in algebra that I wanted to look at as well. I should probably open this up. (210 minus 84, so 126. So 210 stands for the number of total? No, get out of town! PuzzleAndy gifts a tier 1 sub to Noise. Oh man, oh my gosh, what a day. What a day today is. Thank you very much, PuzzleAndy. Much appreciated. Noise, enjoy your ad-free viewing. And now that you are a subscriber, you can also have an entry or an entrance if you would like. If there's a certain song you'd like to play or a certain meme you would like to play, let me know in Discord. So I've started up a little chat in Discord. It is, where is it? Entrances. So now that you're a little sub, if you want a little entrance when you come into stream, you can have a little entrance. So 210 is the total number of protons and neutrons. Okay, and 84 is going to be the electrons. Is that how that works? Oh, protons, okay. 84 protons. PO, I assume, just means it's polonium. Okay, so this is the total number minus the total number of positive charges. Right, so 126 neutral charges. Because the electrons, I guess the electrons don't really weigh that? Like, weigh anything, right? Is that how that works? Like, they don't weigh the electrons, right? Like, the 210 is the weight of the heavier components. Is that true? Oh, electrons aren't in the nucleus. Oh, okay. So 210 is the nucleus. Okay. Like, you can tell how much I struggled just on like the first two questions. Outline with reference to what? Beta minus decay. What does that mean? A beta minus particle is emitted in this decay. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? A polonium is formed when a stationary nucleus of bismuth decays. I mean, that's kind of cool, but I have no idea what that means. Nah. Can we find something The kinetic energies of beta minus particles emitted from a sample are analyzed. I still don't know what a beta negative particle is. Now I know how my students who like never come to class feel like when they come to the final exam. They're just like, what the fuck does this mean? It's all calculus to me. This is still question 1? What, an anti-neutrino? What? Electron anti-neutrino? What? What does that mean? They're teaching about neutrinos and anti-neutrinos? I do not remember that in physics. Which is actually pretty fucking cool. Okay, I'm very scared. And I need to leave this exam. I need to leave this exam and just like continuously cry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get set up for Thursday's stream. So we had a couple questions that were posted into algebra. And I think, if I remember correctly, that 2 was solved. But 4 was being a little bit tricky. This was inside, I believe, inside of algebra. And Olive was working on these. And I do want to come back, kind of circle back and take a look at these questions. And we'll probably get around to doing that on Thursday, because I think I need to... yeah, so it's about a little after 4 today. So I'm going to peace out, I think, today. And go kind of start working on dinner and kind of cleaning the house. I know, electron anti-neutrino, like I literally have no idea what that means. I'm just like, what? Yeah, no worries. Thanks PuzzleAndy for the very interesting question. I didn't think, like I said, I didn't think we would be taking an hour to discuss patio tiling. But patio tiling definitely was a lot more interesting than what I thought it was going to be. Sauce, hello, man. How is the 44-degree weather over there, my friend? Hopefully you are. Hopefully you're staying cool over there. It's literally like, what is it here? I mean, now that it's not raining anymore, it's probably like 16 degrees Celsius here right now. I'm like wearing a sweater and pants. Well, I hate to tell you, but the stream is just about over today. I am actually just getting ready to probably peace out, go make some dinner, and finish cleaning up the house. Bathing in your own sweat. Wow, that sounds just fucking fantastic. And that was my sarcasm coming out. So, holy moly, you must be like... Are you in summer season? Because, I mean, summer season is in the northern hemisphere is going into summer season, right? So are you guys going into rainy season? Like how does that work? Are you just always hot and muggy? Like, are you always 44 degrees? You must have like a winter. Starting the rainy season. Okay, I was wondering if you were getting into rainy season. Yeah, okay. Well, I apologize that you had to have a sweat bath this morning. And hopefully... Oh no, scorching hot in midday. Oh. Yeah, so you're kind of probably finishing up your summer, right? And finishing up your summer, rolling into your fall or rainy season. Yeah. Oh man, that's nuts. It's so crazy. Like, I don't know. I find climate like so interesting. Well, hopefully you get through the next couple months of the intense heat, the intense scorch. When are your finals, by the way? They must be coming up pretty soon, eh? Like 1 month, 2 months? 26 over 6. 20. Okay, wait. Is this a math problem? 26 divided by 6. 26 divided by 6 is 4.3. So 4.3 weeks. No, that must be 26/6. So that's June 26th? April, May, June. June 26th is when you're done. And then I'm done. And then what? Then I have to see if I fail. What? Come on. You ain't gonna fail. Day and month. 26th of June, he says. Whew, okay. Well, if you ever need me to do any math in Vietnamese, let me know. I also appreciate that whatever you posted, like the D and the A, definitely have Vietnamese characters over top of them, which is great. It like stuttered my chat for a little bit until it realized what was happening. Yeah, if you need us to help you out as you're studying for finals, let us know. I'm going to be around all summer here, so I'm off technically until September. So if you guys need help with final exams and stuff, you know where to find me, Discord or here. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays usually a little bit later. I'm going to try Tuesdays around 3-ish. Thursdays around 5-ish right now. Just to kind of see what the intake is, I guess. But I feel like it's going to be pretty quiet probably over the summer, so. What? Autocorrect and change it to Vietnamese? What? Oh, your autocorrect changed it. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I know what you're saying. Okay, I'm out of here, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day, or the beginning of your day for some of you. And I will be back Thursday around 5 o'clock Pacific Daylight Savings Time. So that's about UTC -7. And yeah, we'll work on some of Olive's questions. Probably circle back if we have some time to PuzzleAndy's question and see if we can try to start. It's going to be hard. I didn't really see any patterns, but if I can think of some patterns before Thursday, we'll circle back and try to see what's up. Good morning, Vietnam, and goodbye from Canada. All right, take care, guys. Stay positive. We'll talk to you soon.